guys, and welcome back to another episode. Today we're looking at Double Dragon 3, the arcade game on the Sega Genesis, developed by Software Creations and published by Acclaim back in 1992. Oh man, where do I even start with this game? I know I usually review games that I want to show in some sort of positive light, but this one is just bad. That shouldn't come as too big of a surprise though, since the third game in the infamous series has always had a bit of a rocky past. The first time I ever played Double Dragon 3 was in a bowling alley, and it was one of those 3-player machines. While the game was noticeably different from the other two, I still enjoyed it. The only major thing I had a problem with was the fact the game basically used microtransactions to power up your character, but we'll get into that a bit later. Anyway, I bought the NES version right when it came out, and just like the other two, it was basically a different game than the arcade version. I actually kinda liked the NES version, unlike a lot of people, but I was disappointed that there wasn't an actual arcade port at the time. And then I saw the Genesis version, and this one's a direct port of the arcade? You bet it is. It even says so right in the title, except there's one small thing. It sucks. It really sucks. You want to know why it's so bad? Because the game is almost unplayable. When you try to attack an enemy, you can hit them once before they just refuse to take another hit. After about a second or two, you can hit them again, and then you can't. See where I'm going with this? Now keep in mind the whole time you're trying to work in a punch or a kick, they're attacking you profusely. And you don't have the luxury of sporadic invincibility like your opponents. Only when you're knocked down or respawn after death do you have a chance to get in more than one hit at a time without taking damage. This makes the game a hellacious chore to play through, and it's really no better even with a second player. There are 5 total missions here that'll take you all over the world in search of a series of stones that you're trying to find. You'll see exotic sights such as tree dudes with no heads, half-naked archers, and an obligatory Bruce Lee rip-off guy, just to name a few. In most of the levels, you'll find an entrance to a weapons shop where you can spend coins to purchase power-ups for your hero of choice. You can buy new moves, weapons, and even what the game calls extra guys. These aren't just additional lives, but entirely different characters that you'll be playing with depending on the location. It would be a pretty cool idea if any of them were even the slightest bit useful, but they definitely are not. Don't even bother with the weapons either. I mean, look at Billy with those nunchucks. What in the hell kind of technique is that? One hit will make you drop weapons too, so just do yourself a favor and save the coins for continues instead. The special moves do help quite a bit, but the catch is that they only last until the end of the life that you're currently on, so once you die, you lose all the moves and go back to square one. The graphics are okay, I guess, albeit a bit bland overall. I'll give the Genesis version one thing though, it does seem to run much smoother than the arcade version, which can be really jerky to play. There are a couple of cool backdrops here and there, but the game could be finished in like 15 minutes total, so you'll see everything pretty quick. The music is actually the best part of the game, even though it's way too freaking loud. It overpowers everything else, but at least it's decent for the most part. To sum up, Double Dragon 3 on the Genesis is a pretty bad port of an already controversial game. It's disappointing too, since at first glance it looks like it might actually be good. It's mediocre in a lot of ways, but the horrible hit detection and enemy AI is really what pulls it down even farther and makes it a hassle to even get through. I can't recommend this one to anybody, even Double Dragon fans, unless you know what to expect beforehand. It's short, frustrating, and the shop and coin system makes even less sense in the home version. With a couple of tweaks, it could have been fun, but as it stands, it's just a missed opportunity. As always, guys, I'd like to thank you all for watching, subscribing, and of course commenting, and until next time, stay classic.